Alright everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good night. So this video will be me installing the digital gauge for the AAM competition flex fuel kit. So it is going to be a little scattered. It seems like I lost some of my footage and having a memory card issue. So just wanted you guys to know that before. Anyways, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so what we're going to do next is install the digital gauge. We have to remove this plastic shroud. There should be 3 clips. And once you remove that, that's going to allow us to get access to the fuse box. The next thing I need you to do is completely remove the battery from the car. So remove the positive terminal and then remove the battery top down so we get the battery out. Alright, got the battery out. I'm going to tell you guys, it was not easy getting that battery out. That is a very tight spot. Just make sure you get the clips off of here and here, and you have to lift up. You can't get your hand in there. Anyways, the next thing we're going to have to do is remove the fuse box. It says the one to the left, this one right here. Let me see, take a better look. To remove the fuse box, slide the assembly off the metal bracket, then carefully disconnect the tabs at the bottom. Careful, it's easy to break the fuse box. No force should be required. All right, so that looks like the fuse box right there. Looks very similar. And then it says next thing we're gonna look for, remove the 48 fuse, third from the right on the bottom row. That's what we're gonna do next. All right, so once you got the casing off, now the third fuse, they said fuse 48, it should be the third one from the right. And from looking at this diagram, that is the start ignition fuse. It's a 10 amp fuse, the one right here. See, 1, 2, 3. The third one, right, that's right next to the 15 amp one. That's the one you gotta take out, and then we're gonna pull it out and then put in the miniature fuse tab with the 5 amp mini fuse on it, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. All right guys, so take a look at the orientation. You put the 10 millimeter or 10 amp at the bottom and leave the one at the top, and then we're gonna slip it back in with it facing and covering one of the 10 millimeter fuses. Okay, it doesn't cover the 15, it covers the 10. Let's move forward. All right, so it says connect the ground wire, this one, to a suitable ground. You could also connect it to the battery or anywhere where there's bare metal that touches the frame over here. I don't see anyone, so I'm just gonna probably install it on the battery terminal itself. Let's move on to the next step, which is said that you need to install the flex sensor input or wire onto the harness. So first remove the engine harness connector and remove the small clip on the right, then clip in the middle. I don't know what they're talking about. It's a bit confusing, but this is the engine harness. I would assume it's this one they're talking about because it's the one in the photo. Remove the brown cap and black cover off the third connector using a flathead screwdriver. Alright, so I took off the little brown part, and then you pry this up by pressing down on this to pull this up. Now we want the gray terminal, this one that's right in the middle. So we're gonna have to pry on the right one right there, this one to the right, and start and pull up on this gray harness to get that out. Alright, we're here. Now I did drop one of the gray pieces, so any loose parts, put them to the side or something. I already dropped the gray slider down there. Now we got the gray piece out. The next thing we're gonna have to do is take the gray connector, locate pin 60, right? The gray connector, I don't know where it is, but we have to locate gray 60. Remove the white plug and carefully insert it into pin 60. So it should be next to the yellow one right there, and then we'll push that out or pick it out, and then we'll slide in the gray connector in that place. Okay, now reassemble. After that, we should be able to reassemble the wire harness, fuse box, and place the battery back in the car. Now it's time to relocate any extra gauges to where you want and reconnect battery ties. So let me just try to get this done first, because we're here and it wasn't too long, but it's annoying. This is very, I would say it is very temperamental, and also I have to take off the cap and everything so I can get some of the harness. So be careful not to cut any of the wires. And let me continue. Let me see if I can find that pin 60. Now I did get it out. Okay, it's the one that's next to the yellow and red, and then you see the yellow and black and pink. Now, it wasn't too hard, you just use a little pick. Now, the only connect I have is a black one here. Everything else goes to the harness of it, so maybe they just went with a black one, but off of video, we're gonna put the black one in because there's no other one other than this one. Anyways, let's continue. All right, so I put the ground to the ground on the battery, clamping that stuff back. We're gonna have to route some of these wires, but the next thing we're gonna do is, because we're not gonna be doing the full-fledged install, so this bracket needs to connect to this battery tied down right there. All right, so what we want to do next is turn the car on. Well, I'll turn auxiliary first because I just want to make sure that the gauge is on and running. Well, all right. So the gauge is on. It says E10, but it's not connected to anything right now. It doesn't. The sensor isn't connected to the gas line, but we do know the gauge is working. The next thing we're gonna do is turn on the car, make sure that there's no check engine lights, any issues, because we did touch a lot of electrical systems. So let's start the car. Decline that, and that is it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let the car run. I want it to warm up. It's been off for the last couple days, and yeah, and I'm just gonna double check to make sure if there's any issues after this part, I'll let you guys know. Most likely what I'm gonna do, because I don't have the proper tool to install, to take off the flex, to take off the fuel line from the back, I just don't have the proper tools. It's a very tight spot, which means you guys need to like the video, like the video. In the next video, we're going to be installing the fuel lines. So guys, please tap in with me, hit the like, hit the subscribe button with the bell notification, and hit all, because I don't want you guys to miss this. All right? So thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.